Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Making It with Marcus and Marianna. I'm Marcus.
And I'm Marianna. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today we have a very special guest, none other than the most sauced up person I think I know, Jackie Saucer. He is an actor, a director, and a writer who has been living in Los Angeles, I think his whole life. So he's here with us today to talk about his career in this industry, and we're excited to have you. So thank you for joining us.
Man, thank you.
Me. Of course.
It's dope.
So yeah, we just we wanted to talk about what it is that got you into being an actor, a writer, a director. What, creativity is behind it that got you into this.
So I'll start off with the acting at least. What got me into acting is it's just I started when I was like 5, right? I did it when I was like 5 to 7 years old, and at that point in time, that's not necessarily your choice.
Yeah.
Of like, what you want to do. But
did you want to do it?
So it's not necessarily your choice, but for me it was, and I wanted to do it. And I remember telling my whole family, I remember telling all my teachers, and I even have like a thing on my paper when I was 7 years old, and I think it's second grade. It says like, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
And then mine says an actor, and then it says like it just says something else. Like, I want to be an actor. I want to make millions. That's what it says. That's what I wrote. So it started there, and then basketball took over until college, and then I came like to a realization with myself. I was like, all right, I don't really love basketball enough to like do it every single day like, for the rest of my life. And it was like a thing of what do I want to do? And there's only 3 things that was like, my final answer. It was either going to be basketball, it's going to be acting, or modeling. And then so I just like process of elimination. Basketball, I didn't love it enough to do it every day. And like repetition. Modeling, I didn't see for me as a fulfilling career.
Yeah.
Where like there's something
passionate.
Status. Yeah. It's just more so no disrespect to models at all.
No, of course.
Not at all.
To each their own.
Yeah. And then so it was acting. So that's when I chose acting. So I took an improv class at Grand Canyon University, and then
That's what's up.
Yeah, from that moment on, it was all she wrote. Yeah, I mean, so like throughout the class, it was still like me trying to like find out whether or not like this is like it or not. But I feel like I had a good sense, but it was really the last show. It was the first show I ever had. And since I was like 7 years old, where I did Jack and the Beanstalk, so it was my first show as a adult, and I just remember vividly when it was my time to go, and I started speaking. It sounds like I guess cliche or whatnot, but like this is literal. Like I mean it.
Right.
When I started speaking, I remember everything, my whole surrounding area. It was like it just went black. Like everything went black, and then the only thing that like existed like in my realm of consciousness was me and my partner, and that was the only thing that existed. And I remember when we stopped, and then I heard like the cheers in the crowd, and then I realized like, oh fuck, there's people around. Like this is can I curse?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so there's people around, and like I was like, oh shit, and I started looking around. I was like, yeah, like this is it. It was
That's dope.
That's awesome.
I was like, yeah, this is it. So that was my act thing.
That's a star moment.
I imagine there's like a long process of finding yourself, like having taken a lot of time off of it and coming back to it, like finding yourself and who you want to be as an actor. It's probably a hard process to figure out.
Yes, and that whole time was like I assume like you're speaking like that in between time when I was playing basketball.
Right, going from being a basketball player back to going to acting.
Yeah, so that whole time was like it was definitely just a thing of like finding myself, because during basketball time, like I thought like that was it.
Yeah,
I wanted to go to the NBA,
Yeah, for sure. No, I get you. I wanted to go to the NFL when I was in high school.
Yeah,
so it was it for me. So I get it.
Yeah,
big time.
That's the nature of like when you play sports and whatnot. It's like you want to take it all the way, so to speak. So yeah, it was a big thing of like finding myself and realizing. I think what it was for me is I always just had the dream of like I just wanted to go D1, right? And that was like my dream. And then of course like the NBA, like I said, but like when they say sometimes like it's good to get what you want, what you think you want at least, and then you find out that you don't want it.
Right.
So like right when that happened, I did go D1, and then it was almost immediate for me. Like
You knew it wasn't
I
it.
knew it wasn't it.
Wow.
I knew
Wow.
it wasn't it, and I was getting up at 6 a.m. I can get up at 6 a.m. for set.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No,
For
I.
basketball
Yep.
practice. I was like, eh.
I'm
Yeah,
right
that's when
with
you realize, like, when you really love it, when it almost becomes more like a job. In
Yeah.
that sense, like, 'cause I know college sports it's like a job. It becomes your day to day life,
Yeah.
everything about your
It's
life.
not that fun anymore.
So yeah, if
Something
you
you're
can't have
passionate
fun, you
about.
got to be locked in, committed. So I get it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Marcus loves his sports talk.
Yeah.
Okay, so the directing now.
Yeah. So the directing and the writing, they go hand in hand. And I could tell you the exact moment. I remember it vividly. So it came after so back in 2021, right? They was coming out with the new Bel Air.
Oh, yeah, the Fresh Prince. Mhm.
The new Bel Air that's out already. It's like 3 seasons in.
Yep.
So I got an audition for that, right? And then that was the furthest that I ever been in the audition process.
Wow.
So I went very, very far in the audition process, all the way to the top 2.
Wow.
And then so
Can you tell us for which role?
for Will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
For
That's
Will.
dope.
And I remember
I could definitely see you being the Will.
Uh-huh.
yeah, I can see it too, but it's all the person I got it, he's perfect. He's perfect
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
it. But I just remember prematurely like celebrating in a sense with my family and whatnot. And then I remember not getting it. And then like I had this like overwhelming feeling of like, damn, all I want to do, all my heart wants to do is act. That's all I want to do. And I know every actor like relates to this. It's just like all we want to do, we just want to act. And then but the process of that, you have to go through an audition. You have to, this, that, and third, callbacks on callbacks, and you have to actually get the part just to act. So it's like most of our job as actors, it's like 80% of what you don't see on screen. Like there's only like this slim amount where it's
Right.
actually you're doing the
Putting in
job.
so much work just
Yeah.
to get on the screen.
Yeah, just to get on the screen.
It's crazy.
And then so I remember it was 2 a.m. It was like fresh off of that. It was like 2 a.m. and I was at my kitchen, at my table in my kitchen. And I was just like thinking to myself, like, damn, like I just want to act. That's all I want to do is like, what can I do like to act?
Mm-hmm.
And then so I was like, oh shit, an idea just came to me. I was like, you know what, like I could just like write my own shit, and I could just start like acting in my own shit. And then so what birthed from that is this TV show I have. It's called Dreamers. And then so I wrote like the whole outline to that, like right there, and like I wrote 10 pages of like an outline to that at 2 a.m.
Wow.
Wow.
And then I slept on it, and I woke up, and then I got to it. I wrote the script, I wrote the pilot, gave it to my friend. He said it's trash. He said do it again. So,
Which you will find that happens a lot in production.
which is great though. You
Yeah.
need those type
Yeah.
of feedback.
The real feedback.
Real,
Yep.
yeah. So he gave it back. I said I appreciate you saying that. So then I wrote it again, and then that one was way longer. I wrote a 60-page one, and then he loved it, and then I loved it as well. Shot a proof of concept of it, and then from that moment on, it was all like I guess it birthed the I found out that I can do that.
Yeah.
I can actually act, and I can not act. I can actually write, and I can actually direct and act in my own stuff. So it gave like I guess an extra sense of power, like control over your own narrative type of deal.
Sure.
So so
That's massive.
So that was dope. Yeah.
That's very cool. Probably very validating at the same time too, like
Yeah.
to see yourself actually make it come to fruition.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. It builds a lot of confidence.
But that's a major thing that you're doing kind of every week now. With something called Layovers.
Great
Jackie
transition.
has mini episode clips, I want to call them, because it is.
Yeah.
It's like when I watch that, I feel like there's so much more to it happening that we don't get to see. It's like the trailer for, literally a show. And it's like, and it's amazing. But
Appreciate that.
you come up with these every week.
Yeah.
And I know you also work with Justin, who's sitting behind our camera.
Absolutely. Shout out to Justin.
Shout out Justin. So how do you come up with these ideas every week? Like, what is the brainstorm? And where did you even get the idea for this?
So yeah, okay, we can start there.
Yeah, I think the idea first, and then
Yeah, so I started off with the idea is in the name, literally. So it's called Layovers for the fact of like, you're in the airport, it's a layover, it's the in between time between the next flight, between the next takeoff.
Sure.
And then so what Layovers was for me is like, okay, I know that I do this, but people don't necessarily know I do this unless I do a project and then that gets put out. And then there's so much time of that, from like, of waiting to release or waiting to get it, like I was just speaking about and stuff. So I was all like, all right, I just want to make something that I can make and make and make, and that people could see my work. And then so I was all like, all right, this is what it's gonna be. I'm gonna call it Layovers, just because like this is just the layovers. Yeah. It's just the time of like, it's just the in between time. I'm gonna give y'all just quick clips. Like it's not really even clips necessarily. It's like it's kind of like little 1.5 minute, 2 minute short films in a sense.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So they tell a story.
Because they all have a concept, their own separate concept. It's not like one after the other. It's not episodic or any form in that. So it's literally just kind of little mini ideas that are brought to life. And they're and I even saw like one day you're just in like a little notebook, like scratching. I'm like, what is that? And you're like, oh, these are layover ideas. I'm like, oh. He comes up with them. It's just in a notebook and it's literally written down. And there's no script, right?
Yeah, so they started off that way.
Oh, okay.
They started off with no script. Like the first, I can't think off the top of my head, but I say like the first 5 episodes, first 5, 6 episodes.
Wait, how many did we just complete?
Right now, there's 22, I think.
22.
Yeah,
okay.
It's 22 episodes.
That's awesome.
So I started in October. It's April now. So so it was just like I wanted to do that. It's the layovers, and then just so I could put that out until the next thing. Until the big thing, the actual thing, whatever that is.
Are you working on that big thing?
That big thing. I mean, there's so many. I mean, like, so for me, like as a huge, I don't know, you guys can relate too as well. Like, as people that dream big and like have high expectations and high aspirations for yourself.
Big time.
It's like you could have a win that to somebody else is that big thing.
Yeah.
And so like to speak on that, like well, I don't want to say it just yet.
Oh, then no, keep that. No.
But like, so there is something that has happened that you guys know I just spoke about like off camera that that could be celebrated as that big win, so to speak. And but I say that to say like, am I working on that big win? Like, yes, it's happening. It's like it's currently happening. He's
making it happen. Yeah, that's this is literally what it's all about. It's like those dreams that
we want people that are truly in the process of making it happen and making their dreams come true.
Yeah,
step by step.
That's what we're trying to do at the same time.
And how do you stay like through? Because it's funny, we work together on set. Like we see each other a lot, and there is that kind of 9 to 5 that the jobs that you have to pick up to be able to pay the bills to make the dreams happen. So how do you do that? Like, what is your, schedule to keep the dream happening, but the bills paid?
I still do it while I'm at work. That's what it is. Yeah. While I'm at work. So like today, I work top bench, so to speak. I have a lot of downtime, the entire downtime, in the morning. So when I got there at 7, had a lot of downtime until I posted my layover today. I edited that this morning. So I did all the editing this morning for an hour and a half or whatnot. After I was done with that, I had to do some work. And then once I had some downtime again today, I wrote the next week's layovers.
Wow.
So basically like just when I'm at work, like the real work is the real work. And so that's the real work to me. And then like when I close that, then I can make the money that I need like to pay the bills and whatnot. But right when I get back to that laptop and so to speak, it's like that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's really that. Yeah.
Do both at the
same time. You do both at the same time. It's just like priorities, It's like knowing what it is that you want to do.
Exactly. What's important, like what's truly important to you and for your future.
Yeah. So keep the main thing. Shout out to LeBron.
Hey there, marvelous movers and shakers, tuning in to Making It with Marcus and Marianna. Are you ready to be a badass in a career that brings you pleasure? I'm Madison, dear friends of your new favorite podcast hosts and friendly neighborhood pleasure positive podcast host. And holy F, I've got something mind-blowing for you. Brace yourselves because your career is about to get a pleasure-filled upgrade. If you're ready to level up your career game and reconnect with your inner badass, you're in for a treat. Picture this, a 21-day self-worth reset course designed to unleash your inherent power, brought to you by the Pleasure Positive Podcast. We've curated the best exercises and pleasure practices for self-worth from over 300 episodes of our top-rated sexuality podcast. And trust me, this is a game changer. Every day, you'll have access to guided audio prompts, journal prompts, custom meditations, basically all the secret sauce that has turned our Pleasure Positive Podcast into a must-listen phenomenon. But wait, there's more. Dive into our private Facebook group. It's like the Hogwarts of self-love, full of support and connection to empower you through the 21 days. Now here's the kicker. This transformative journey is normally valued at $37, but it's on the house for you extraordinary listeners of Making It with Mar. Yeah, you heard it right, free. So if you're ready to treat yourself like the VIP you are, reclaim your essence, and kickstart an extraordinary career, sprint over to pleasurepositiveliving.com/makingitwithmar to snatch up your free gift. Your self-worth is like a rare gem. Precious, undeniable, and definitely worth flaunting. Don't wait. Take the first steps towards the career of your dreams. Visit pleasurepositiveliving.com/makingitwithmar now and let the magic begin. Disclaimer, this offer is as wild as a unicorn ride with limited time and quirky conditions. Check the website for all the delightful details. Once again, that's pleasurepositiveliving.com/makingitwithmar. pleasurepositiveliving.com/makingitwithmar.
So yeah, speaking about layovers, where do you necessarily pull your inspiration from when you think about episodes and you're writing the script?
It's many different sources. So to speak on like the start of it and where it is now. So when it first started, so also I forgot to mention this, how it actually came up, the actual like idea of layovers. I was working America's Got Talent, and I was on lunch break, and I went to lunch by myself. I went to Plant Power, and then so so I'm at Plant Power and I'm eating, and then there's a window, right? This is a true story. So there's a window, and then on like the other side of the window is like the street and whatnot, and then on the other side of that street is a building, and then there's these cool like dim lights, right? And then just like parking spaces that are right there,
Right.
and then it's just vacant. And I remember I was sitting there, and then like I don't know why, but I was so enthralled by this just little space over there, and like I wasn't like even eating the food. I was just staring at this space, and then like there's like these ideas. I feel like I told Justin this. I might not, but all these ideas that like came to my mind. And it was a specific idea. I saw like a woman walking over and then stopping in the middle of that like dim light area, and she's just posted up, and I saw a car coming in, and then that car stopping, and then her getting in the car and pulling out. Just a simple idea like that, and I
Right.
thought like it was like cinematically like aesthetic.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh, like that's what I want to do. I want to do something like that. So it started off with it wasn't even gonna be like stories like that. It wasn't gonna be. It was just gonna be cinematically pleasing shots, like cool looking shots.
Sure, yeah.
That's how I wanted it to start. And then so literally like 10 seconds after I thought that, sure enough, a woman walked over. A woman stopped exactly where I saw.
Oh, no way.
A car came up. A car parked in that exact same spot. The only difference was she didn't get in the car and it pulled off. But like everything I thought
That's
happened.
crazy.
And I was like, oh yeah,
That's it.
That's
yeah,
it. It has
this
to
is it.
happen.
This is
It's
it.
a sign.
So I gotta do that. So where I pull inspiration from, it's stuff like that. It's things I see. I could be walking the street and just it could just be anything I see, or people that tell me things. So like, for example, there's an episode that Justin's in, right?
That's definitely one of my favorite episodes. It's actually my favorite episode.
I had to
Had
think,
to
it was
come
like,
up, had
am
to
I
come
in
up.
like any other episode of Layovers? But I'm only in like one specific one. and it's
That one.
Fucking
And
awesome.
you talk. You talk.
Yeah. So that one episode, where I pulled like inspiration from that, we was on set of Tribunal, and we were just talking. It was me, him, and then our boy Terrell, right? And then so we was just like, as a group, we was just talking, and then Terrell just started like shooting out like ideas and stuff. He was all like, he's like, yeah, like what you can do it like for a layover is just like, you're acting, and then there's a director, and then you guys are kind of just like, you guys are just kind of like going at each other and whatnot. And then so like it's things like that. Like I'll hear an idea, and then like I'll take it, and then I'll use that as the foundation, right?
I'm still waiting on mine.
And then I was just thinking this the other day.
I'm still waiting on my idea. I'm still waiting.
kid you not.
I'm not gonna say it because it's just gonna happen.
Yeah, no, okay. That's gonna happen soon now. Yeah, it's gonna happen within the next 3 months. That's what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it
Good.
for sure.
Better. That would be a fun.
I was like, oh, is this layover gonna be the one I? Okay, this is still good, but not the
I'm alright,
one.
for sure.
I support everyone,
It's
and I'm
coming.
like,
If you have an idea of what you want to do too, let me know.
listen,
Like,
I'll throw out ideas all day long. And
Yeah.
it's funny because I keep seeing them. And I'm like, oh, he should do this and he should do that. And I don't
Oh,
want to be
yeah.
that annoying person that's like, oh, let me give him ideas that are mine.
if
Right.
you have one for yourself, hey, throw it.
Oh, I mean, I don't know if, we'll see if I go in front of the camera. I think it's the only in front of the camera work I'll do is this podcast
Oh, okay. Okay.
for now. Maybe I do a labor because it is only like a minute.
Yeah, it's only like.
It's only like a
minute
minute.
and
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know what? Maybe I'm not going to say no.
Okay.
I won't say no. But yeah,
Okay. I'm the right one for you.
cool.
Anywho.
Let's go.
Okay.
You can do a sports one with Marcus.
Hey,
Oh, you guys should do basketball one.
That's the
We
next
could,
week one that I
yeah.
wrote that I wrote this today.
Yeah, I'm shocked you haven't done one thus far.
The basketball one.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, I know.
I mean, that's his other
Yeah,
identity.
Did you play?
I play football, but I
Okay,
always
yeah.
always hoop with the boys. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, been doing that.
All of his friends are basketball players, so that's
So it's like I had no choice but to try to get good, so
Uh-huh.
I could like play with my boys.
Yeah, so you
like
can
we go to
keep up.
24, I can't be the odd man out every
Nah,
single time.
Yeah, man.
There's no way.
Your food.
Yeah, food,
your
dog.
lunch. So to continue what I was saying, for that episode, it was just something like that, and that's necessarily like that's how like that's the consistency of each one so far. It's all been just different things that like somebody would say something, or it's something that I've always like wanted to see, and then like so I'll just do it, and then yeah, it's really things like that. And I'm trying to think of a layover in my head, and I don't know why I just can't think of one right now, like a specific one. There's so many,
No,
but
yeah.
like
yeah. I'm even trying to think. Well, actually, you just did the rap. You
Oh, yeah.
just did the rap.
Yeah,
Jackie
the
just rapped for us all. But actually, no. So the one before the rap that is very memorable is the one with 1 million freaking views.
oh,
And that one's like to the song "Just a Friend."
yeah, about
And
the piece.
I was like, okay, Jackie. And I was like, this is a vibe. And then I was like, when are you doing a little something, something? So you just did a rap. And what was that like? Because that's kind of like outside of what
Yeah,
you do.
it definitely is.
So he's now tapping into music, guys.
Yeah, no, I'm not a rapper though.
I'm not a rapper.
But I'm not.
I'm not a rapper. That's just like that's for fun. Only because of that one layover, that the Just a Friend layover.
Yeah.
Because of that, it's like I feel like I just want to like every now and then rap just
Yeah, why
just
not?
cuz
Have
like
fun.
yeah, just to have fun, and like people receive it. I hope people receive it in a comical way.
No,
Like,
it's
you know,
definitely-
well
It's
in a
catchy.
yeah.
I'm excited to see who picks up the mic next.
Yes.
That
was the challenge.
it is catchy in that way. Like you make things that are trendy enough so that people catch on. I think that's what it's about. Finding something that you like, but people also will catch on to and
Yeah.
want to share. So you're doing it and you're doing it right.
I hope so. I appreciate that. But it's definitely that's like if there's any style, I guess, of music. I don't do music, but like any type of like vibe or whatnot, it's definitely something that's like upbeat, and,
R&B.
Sure.
rhythmy and catchy like that, like a Just a Friend or the one
Yeah.
that like that came out today. It's like because that's like necessarily my energy. It's like a high and upbeat energy in a sense. So
So with layovers and everything that you do, who is like your role model or your influence in like this industry and life, and who's really kind of like you've seen that you see that you're like, oh wow, that's kind of like who I want to be like, or I take note and I'm like, oh well, that's a great director, writer, whoever.
great question. Because there's so many different people.
Yeah,
man.
you don't have to have just one.
Yeah, there's so many different people. So like, as far as like the directing and acting and the writing goes, I don't know if he directs his stuff, but like a huge inspiration for me is Adam Sandler because like
Dope.
because like he writes
Oh, yeah.
a lot, if not most of his own stuff, and he has his own production company, Happy Madison, and yeah, so like that's a huge inspiration for me.
No, I love it.
He's a great person.
Yeah,
great,
you
great
know.
inspiration.
And I love the fact that he always puts like, as you guys can see, like a trend of my stuff. I put my friends in all.
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
exactly.
yes.
Yeah, always has the same, basically the same cast of guys, same few guys.
But I think it's always welcoming. Like some people can get like annoying when you see them in the same thing starring over and over again, but he also like doesn't just make himself the star, I think.
Yeah.
He makes other people the star and he's bringing them up in their career as well, and that's something that's amazing. He's kind of like a family man, and you see it in his work.
Totally.
That's what I love about that. Like he always puts his friend. Like I remember I always said, like when I first started at GCU at Grand Canyon, I would always tell people like I want to be like Adam Sandler in the sense of like I want to like and this is before I even started like writing and directing. I just had like this thought like I just wanted to put my friends in my movies and stuff like that.
That's
like,
awesome.
When it's time for that.
I mean, but that's what it's about.
Yeah, like you want to build together at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, you're building for yourself.
Yeah.
That's
and it's
really
just
cool.
fun. It makes the set experience.
Yeah, I mean, we got Justin, we got you. Like these are friend experiences, truly, and they make the memories. And I know we'll be able to look back on this when we have big production companies, be like, oh, remember that time we're on our podcast, and like, and now here we are on a literal our own set in our own studio. So like, it's things like that are. Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's like something that we talk about a lot is like networking and making connections to have people that you can trust. Like years down the line, you never know when something's gonna come up. You know you got somebody in your corner, and like bringing your friends along and having them, play a big part in your projects and stuff like that. It definitely makes them want to like help you out in the future for anything.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Yeah, a prime example is that is this man right here.
Big time.
Yeah,
Justin is
right
the
there.
epitome.
Like. Yeah, they don't understand. Like Justin's really a blessing that like I met Justin. I feel like we all feel that way.
Yeah,
you know?
Yes,
like,
no, 100%.
Yeah, like Justin's a blessing that I met him because.
When did you guys meet?
I met Justin at Judy.
Oh, okay.
First,
Yeah, first day of Judy, and then he was just so quiet.
That was waiting. My next question was, did he talk? I love Justin so much. We met at Dr. Phil, and it was funny because we knew each other for maybe 2 years before we started talking to each other.
Oh yeah, really? Oh,
yes, because Justin, and I'm so glad you lost it. I'm sorry to call you out, but he used to wear a mask all the time, and it was the culture and the trend that he was about, and it was like, well, what is it?
That's just like a lot of that's. At the time, I think it was like big in like. I wouldn't even say Korean street fashion, but that was just a thing people did in like South Korea because it was like a hygiene thing. It was like you wear a mask because there's elderly people around you and you don't want to get them sick. But it looked fucking dope. So I was like,
you had dope.
No, he always had dope masks on.
had
It's not
dope
a plain mask. And then COVID hit, and I was like, damn, Justin was ahead of the time. But then he got this crazy like see-through glizzy this was before COVID, pre-COVID. We knew each other in 2019, and so then he didn't talk. COVID hit, and then I started working more so with the runner department. I did always, but like we were closer, and then I don't know. We just started talking, and Justin's like, "Yeah, I write shows," and I was like, "Wait, I need someone to write my show." We never got to that part. We're here now, but we literally just the Dr. Phil crew, and here we are. But yeah, Justin barely talked, and it took 3 years of knowing each other, and now we're very just tell him how it is. He tells us how it is, and
that's why I'm behind the camera.
Yes, the man meets
in front,
business.
I'd just be sitting there.
You guys will never know what he looks like. Just kidding. He's all over Woodwalker.
Literally.
Yeah, no, but like shout out to like Jackie too, because I mean I told you about Voidwalker Creative like before like I even like put my showcase interview out, but I remember when I put mine out. It was during that time when we all started working on Judy, and I was just like going around and everyone's like, hey, you should like check this out because it's like fucking dope. And like I was still getting to know Jackie a little bit, and he was told me like he was an actor, told me about Dreamers at the time, and he just said like, you know what, hey, I think I want one of your like artist showcases. I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it, because if he kind of like took a shot with me, and we shot his artist showcase, and it kind of like set a lot of things into motion, because once we rolled his out, Jalen said, hey, I want one of these, so
he reached out.
We got Jalen to do it, and then Marianna's like, hey, what the fuck, where's mine?
Actually, no, I'm sorry,
Marianna didn't ask.
But no, I didn't ask. I did demand it, and I had told Justin that I was upset
Yeah,
because
like, how did he get one?
First? And I straight up went to Jackie and I was like, Jackie, you did it first. I didn't get to do mine. And but it wasn't. I'm very happy you did yours first, and it went the way it did. Yeah. But that also was like a connecting moment where I was like, oh, okay, he's cool, Justin, he's cool, whatever. But no, yeah, I think that's another thing. And you guys can check out our showcases on Voidwalker YouTube channel. And those Justin has produced, directed. He's done everything, and he will continue to do those. So Marcus will get a showcase in.
Yep, coming soon. We'll see.
That's fire.
But yeah, that's something that is kind of like full circle moment where we're all kind of like, like just.
That was when we didn't even like know each other.
Like, nope. I was like, damn, this random guy got the first one, and now he's
connected and didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Now he's not such a random guy. But okay, so you did the showcase, you did Layovers. Mm-hmm. Didn't you also direct a Moments?
Oh, I did.
You did. So I guess I know a lot more about you than you realize. I mean, that's my job. Our job is to know. But you have a really good friend who does, and I want you to explain what Malik does. It's Malik, right?
Shout out to Malik.
Yes, Malik. Shout out. Which I think is amazing. He's extremely talented. He's literally like one of us. Like he kind of just has taken his own idea and like taken action. Like that's really just it. Yeah. He's the guy's taking action. Yeah. But please explain.
Yeah, his name is Malik Baker. And he created a series called Moments, and it's an anthology series as far as each episode does not coincide with the last episode. It's just new things. It's new stories each one. And what he really wanted to do is his is more so like Layovers is real short, right? It's just like super micro short films type of deal. His is like real deal, like it's a little longer and there's still short films, but like his is more in depth and more substance to it.
Yeah.
And it was designed that way intentionally. And so what he wanted to do is he just wanted to create a series that he could work on just his film making. He just wanted repetition.
That's great.
And along the same way or along the same path, he wanted like others, writers and actors and other directors, he wanted them to all get their repetition in, and get their like their practice in. Mm-hmm. So that was like his whole thing, his whole entire like initial intention. It's just he just wanted to work with his friends, work with good people and who are good at their job.
Yep.
And create something special and whatnot. I'm not too sure if he expected it to be what it is now, because what it is now it's growing and it's becoming something like big.
He just had a premiere.
Yeah, he just had a premiere and it was packed. So
that's awesome.
It was dope. So yeah, one of the episodes. So I premiered the whole series. It was me and my friend Jamal. We was the co-stars in the first episode of Moments. Just because we're all friends, and he wanted us to be the starter of it, to kick it off.
Leading act.
Yeah. So and then first season was 5 episodes. So the season finale came around, and he wanted another episode with Jamal and I to star in together. And I'm all like, and how I met him was through my writing. He shot the Dreamers proof of concept.
Okay.
So which was my first thing that I ever wrote.
Right.
And so so he kind of knew me as that already, like as a writer, actor as well. So I just came to him. I was like, yo, like let me write one. And then he's like, all right, like yeah, like what you want to do? I was like, I don't know, like what do you? I was like, what do y'all want to do? And this is literally how it came up. I was like, what do you guys want to do? And then Jamal. This is funny. I hope Jamal cool with me saying it. But it's nothing bad. So Jamal, in that moment, he told me, he's like, oh, he said, write me as a gangster. He said,
that's not bad. That's okay.
He said, he said, I want to play something hard. I was like, all right, say less. So I went home that day. And then I rolled up what we see as the season finale for season 1 and Moments. And
where can we watch that?
So it's on Instagram and on YouTube, and you would have to go to Malik's page or my page, and you can find it there. It's pinned up on my page, and on his page is you'll find it somewhere.
We'll make sure that you get Jackie's Instagram, YouTube, all the handles. We'll make sure you guys can connect with Jackie.
Check in the comments, it'll be there.
So yeah, you can see it there. And so yeah, I wrote that. Wrote that from some personal experiences as well. And that's where a lot of the inspo came up. And then yeah, and I was excited to see how it was gonna come out because I know that Malik is really good at like what he does. Mm-hmm. So like I know that if I like put a project on his lap and then we all get together, like we can make something, you know, we can create something like,
yeah,
cool.
Wow.
So we did it, and then it came out better than I even like, you know, expected. So it was dope. And then like with that being said, the people, right? So the 2 episodes that has the most views of moments so far, which is I think one has like 18K and the other one has like 12K of season 1.
Great.
They're both the ones that Jamal and I in. The first one is for like 18K, and the one that I wrote and directed is like the 12K. So like I say that to say that the people loved it so much that
oh God.
Yeah, that's the cat.
The cat. Ignore her.
So the people loved it so much that Malik's words, he says that they're asking for us back due to like popular demand, right?
Yeah.
So what he wanted is a part 2 of that one that I wrote and directed. So what we just shot like 2 or 3 days ago.
Oh, so there's something coming soon.
Yeah, it's coming out.
Okay.
2 weeks from now. I think the weekend of like May 4th, I think it comes out.
That's perfect.
That's nice.
Y'all better tap into that.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
He's got layovers. He's got more moments.
And that's something that like I'm really proud of. I'm proud of layovers as well, but that's more like you know, it's just things that I get out. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, yeah.
And then the moments one, it's more of like let me show you that like I actually can film make and like I can actually if like.
Take an idea and bring it to life.
If you could take that project, I could put that on a, like, I could make it into a feature if you want me to. So like, I just want to show like that little aspect, the little glimpse that you know, that's a possibility.
Yeah, and layovers is like kind of like your version of repetition, getting your reps in. Yeah, you know, having your similar friends in the videos. It's the same way as Malik's version of it.
Yeah,
so that's cool. You never know, it could pop off and turn into something different, like just same way.
Yeah, you never know, and like. When it comes to like my expectations of layovers, I really like I don't even like.
That's good.
It's just what I could say though is like my expectation is that I just really want people to know and see that I can do this filmmaking thing.
That's awesome.
You know,
you're doing it. I mean, you're doing more than most. That is the truest thing. There's a lot of people out there that just say they want to do it, or they're just still working their 9 to 5 and they get comfortable and they don't reach outside of that and do things. And you're literally doing it. You're doing it at work, you're doing it outside of work, you don't stop doing it. So I think that's a really powerful thing that you continue to just have the passion and will to do.
Big time, yeah, because I used to truly not even understand like that you could just go out and just film your own thing and make it. Like I didn't know that like you really could just do that up until a few years ago. So to like really see it happen and like the evolution of it and like how you really just came up with an idea and just got after it it's dope.
I appreciate it.
Really dope.
Yeah.
Big time.
It's dope. It's dope to be doing.
No, I mean, I was behind a screen. I was watching Masterclass for months, and I think it was maybe like a year and a half. I was watching straight up Masterclass on like Spike Lee, Shonda Rhimes, all these crazy ones. And then someone I worked for, she's in the industry, and she told me, and she's like, stop learning and start doing. And I was like,
I love that.
I was like, oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, she's like, start making short ideas, short films, start entering the film festivals. This is like, you have the idea, start doing it. Stop looking, you want to know how they've done it, but get the gist of it, right? Don't absorb yourself into that. Like, that's not also who you are. So start doing. And then when she said that, I was like, oh, shit. Stop my masterclass membership. I was like, oh, I don't need that. I'm just going to go out and learn and make a community around me of actual people that learn and know and take from them instead of the people that are online having a career already doing it. Yeah. I need to do it. And so that's, you're doing it.
Yeah. And like, so like based off of, I mean, to piggyback off of that, I really value that. And I believe in that as well. As far as like, I'm a strong believer that you get the most learning, the most significant learning off of doing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, you know, like whatever we do, It's like when we actually in the field, you know,
Yeah,
and we're getting
physical,
physical, like getting our hands dirty and all that. That's the most that you can learn. Like you can learn as much, you know, novel based or knowledge stuff. You know, like you can get as much knowledge as possible, and that's very, very much needed. Very much needed. But at the same time, it's not always practical. It's not always practical. But what you learn in, like, you know, in the physical setting in the moment, no matter what, is gonna be practical because it's something that you experience.
Yep.
And then you pick, you know, you gain something from it, and you can take it to the next thing. It's always gonna be practical. So like, dang, I don't want to speak about what I just shot, but like I was gonna say, but like, yeah, it's all, it's so like, I recently experienced like a learning thing of like actually doing it, and it being completely different than all the, you know, the years that I've learned this thing, you know.
Yeah, not everything translates directly, but a lot of things you can bring from one project to the next, and you know, apply them the same way that you have in the past.
Yeah, man.
And sometimes it's like high school. You know, they teach you all these things you think you're supposed to know, and then you get to outside of high school and you're like, you didn't teach me anything I was supposed to know about the real world. So it's like you go into it and you're like, oh, whoa, this is what set is like. This is what working with people's like. This is what the cameraman actually, this is what a producer really does. Like that, and it's like, so you sometimes you don't even know until you're there. I mean, not to say I dropped out of college, but like I took a pause on college when I got the job at Dr. Phil. I went back, I still never finished, so I didn't drop out. It's pending. I won't say there's one math class that's pending.
Pending.
It's still there. So, but yeah,
some successful dropouts.
But
that's
literally our another trend on our show is like being a successful dropout. A lot of people we've interviewed are dropouts, college dropouts. I mean, you don't necessarily need college depending on what you want to do. You want to be a doctor, please. I need you to go to college. I need you to learn everything you need to learn.
Don't take care of me if you didn't.
Yeah, exactly. But when you're in this industry or in maybe other industries, you can just go head in and just start learning and taking note and learning from the people beside you and creating that community that's going to help you grow. And that's another thing we talk about is community. How have you grown your community? I mean, you didn't start in this industry, but I know you have a lot of friends that have been your long time friends, but they're also in this industry. So how have you built?
How have I built like the community within this industry?
Yes.
Same way I met you guys, all you guys. It's just being in the places, being on set. Yeah, that's really it. Being on set, meeting people, and then people introducing me to other people to meet new people, and then so on and so forth. It's just like a wave of that.
A network.
Yeah, it's just
one big network.
One big huge network thing, and yeah, and then you come across some real cool people, good people, and then more like majority of the times people want to work with you. They want to work with people. You know?
I feel like it's become more of a trend. Like you meet people and they're like super open to like, what do you do? What do you do? Oh, we should do something together. Yeah. And it actually, if you follow up on it, it's like you might actually end up making projects with people like pretty often. So
exactly.
It's definitely a matter of finding the right people. And we talk about it. Sometimes you come across people you don't want to work with at all, and like you could never see yourself doing stuff with, but. Sure. You know, it more or less you always find the good people, and as long as you stay genuine and stuff like that, I feel like that's kind of how it always rocks. Is that absolutely you're gonna have people behind you.
Absolutely, like met some people today that were actresses, and it's just like that's just the nature of it.
Are they sitting in the audience?
They were sitting in the audience. So I had an ulterior motive.
People who run the audience.
Scouting.
I've seen the audience there before, so I've seen the audience.
Yeah. But I mean,
you never know where you are, where you can be, and who's there. So you're always networking. It's you don't know who's sitting to the left or right of you. You could be sitting next to so and so's assistant, and you're just be on your best behavior, be your truest self. Like it's kind of what it's about. So I
wanted to ask you guys though. So like what you guys do? Do you guys feel that being in the field of what you guys actually do, you gain a lot more I guess knowledge, experience-based knowledge off of and that can help you with what you guys do, other than like I guess besides than just the book based of learning,
I think specifically for me, actually today's a really good example is the NFL draft is coming up in the next couple of days. By the time you guys see this, it'll be gone. But the NFL draft's coming up, and I've been working in the studio today, tomorrow, and the next day, and it's different than what my normal stuff is. I work on documentaries and features, and we normally have crews out in the field shooting, and then they come back and edit and all that. But this is a live taping of NFL Network show, and so I'm sitting in there watching, and it's definitely I'm learning so much stuff that I don't do on a day-to-day basis, like a lot of technical stuff, and it definitely helps. Like I definitely went through a process at the beginning when I first started of here's everything you need to learn about your position, the other positions, and I don't remember none of that stuff, none of it, because it was all over Zoom and that stuff just goes away really quick. But actually doing it and applying the stuff and having somebody somebody that's willing to show you, because I don't do it normally. They're like, okay, sit down, actually show me what's going on and let me do it as we're doing it. Yeah. So when I got there to sit in the control room for the studio show, I knew exactly what I was able to do. Actually having someone show me and physically do it, I was able to go in there and handle myself. And I know for the next couple of days when I have to do it again, that it's going to be easy. It's going to be easy for me. I know what to do, having been able to actually do it.
Yeah. There's so much power in that.
It definitely is. Yeah. Cause I totally went in oh man, kind of nervous. I'm obviously I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna do my best, but I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But as soon as I really put was able to sit down and actually apply it, and then it was a piece of cake. I figured it out, and I was like, all right, we're straight.
Yeah. And now you can take that and apply it anywhere.
Exactly, and now I can use that for any show. Next time they need me to do another studio show, now I got it. It's not gonna be a question for me to go in there and do it.
Yep, it's in the bag now.
It's in the bag.
Yeah.
Dang, that was a good answer. I kind of forgot the question fully. I was like, what part is the part taking learning?
Yeah, just do you feel that you've learned, I guess, best from experience-based knowledge?
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah. So, I mean, working in reality television, I believe you're working with real people. I think I've learned a new level of patience, working with people on set, learning producing teams, seeing how things flow, always being one step ahead of the game. I've kind of always, in the sense, been that person who can kind of see full circle and be like, oh, that person might need help or that might be there. But an extra level of that when you're on set, because a lot of people aren't like that. And it doesn't go unnoticed. So I think when you're on set, and I work in court TV now, I've learned so much legal stuff, it's unreal. And I think that much needed. I go and I babysit, I go and I organize, and I don't have contracts. I don't have something that protects me from being inside these people's houses. Court TV has taught me that. I can go, now I work on projects with people. We did a live stream event for our friend, and we helped, and I was like, do people know they're going to be filmed? Do the people in there know? So we made signs, we let them know the legal ways to do these things. And I think that's something a lot of times creatives don't think about that. We're like, let's go, let's have fun, let's do this, let's great. You don't think that, you might need insurance, you might need liability, permits, all these things. And so you don't realize. You can't just go to a park and just bring out all your camera gear and start going. Someone at that park's gonna come and stop you. And it's just little things like that I've been able to be like, oh, whoa, take note of that. Or a lot of the times we talked about it recently, is how people work. How does your boss work? A lot of the times, I'll look at someone and I'll be like, yeah, I don't want to be like that. Cool. I don't want to be like that. Or, wow, you're really great. And I want to be more like you in that sense of you take note, you want to help make change. You like the way we're working, or you really call people out when it isn't done right, but you want to help them make it right. So I think that's a really big thing, is just the people area. Not that I haven't been bad with people in the past, but I think it's really a thing, because you're constantly around people. You're giving your energy all the time, and it's how do you give the best part of yourself without giving all of yourself? So I think that's probably what I've taken from working in reality television and real shit.
Yeah, so. I like that. I like that a lot. There was one point that you said that I really wanted to point out, but you kept talking and saying good points. I'm done. I can't think of, but nah. I agree with all you guys said. I really feel like experience-based knowledge is.
I mean, it's all a learning curve. Yeah. I think that's something we also talk a lot about. It's we're all put into this. It's whether you want to help the person next to you or you're just going to be about yourself. And we're all about helping people, and we're really about seeing dreams come true. And how can we help that? And again, it's being your truest self. And I think you can tell when someone is and when they aren't.
Yeah. And I think like with that point right there, I feel like how do I word this? I feel like the most like significant intention in our endeavors, like with our careers, I feel like those are the ones that are based in service and help.
Yeah.
I feel like when you do something and then the foundation is built in service and help, that's where I feel like success lies there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I feel like success
like
lies
to help make change. Like that's,
you know?
I think a lot, and we talked about this in the past. Like right now, what we're seeing on TV is so much repetition of like what was made in the past and recreating it. And I'm like, I don't want to see the third or the new. I don't know. I just saw the Raven Simone podcast, but she has Raven's Home, and she was on. It's just like I love her. Don't get me wrong, I love her. But it's like there needs to come a time when like you're just like take a story from your own life, like you do. Like I know I have 2 show ideas that are about real life experiences. But that's what we want to know. Like, I'm tired of watching reruns or the same thing and just redone with new sets and like new people. I'm like, no, where's the new? I want the juicy. I want that. Sure. So that's definitely something that's missing. And that's for, I think, our next generation of production to bring to the surface.
Exactly.
Yeah. Speaking of Raven, she just, the thing that worked, she just co-directed me. So like I met her for the first time.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's
and
funny.
She was the co-director.
Good shit, Jackie.
That was
good shit. I respect her. I love her podcast.
Oh, she has a podcast?
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
Her and her wife.
Good. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Tap in.
I did not know that.
Shout out Raven.
I almost had that.
Okay.
That was dope because that's a childhood. Like.
Yeah, icon, right?
Yes.
For real.
Yes, I love her.
Well, I mean, I think honestly, this was like a really good episode and a really good conversation. I think we could wrap it up with just saying we're so happy to have you here, and
I appreciate
this was it was really cool to learn a little bit more about what you do and why you do it. And we just good luck to you and everything that you're going to be doing in the future, for real.
Likewise too.
Thank you.
You guys got something special going on here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I think you are honestly like the epitome of what our podcast is about. So it was amazing to like dig into that awesome mind of yours and really see what it's about and get to share with our viewers like how they can also make their dreams a reality, like Jackie's doing, like we're doing. It's possible. But we will also make and Justin, you can't see him, but he's here. But yeah, we'll make sure that you guys can connect with Jackie. We'll get you his Insta, his YouTube, all the links you need, and Justin, of course, too, because he's our everyday man. But thank you so much for coming on, Jackie.
Thank you guys. Really, thank you guys. Yeah, this is dope. I wanted to say one more thing too.
Ooh,
please do.
I know what I wanted to say. I know that this is gonna have much success. So when all of our success rises, it would be dope to be back on it.
Oh, heck yeah. Oh, no, there will be full circle moments. There will be. It might be on the jet. Who
Different.
knows?
Exactly.
Yeah, it'll be dope to see. So
but
I look forward to that.
Hell yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Making It with Marcus and Marianna. I'm Marcus.
I'm Marianna.
I'm Jackie.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next week.
Deuces.
Peace.
Bye.